Creative Brain Candy by creators for creators.
They say we only use a fraction of our brain's true potential. Now, that's when we're awake. When we're asleep, our mind can do almost anything.
Such as?
Well, imagine you're designing a building, right? You consciously create each aspect. But sometimes it feels like it's almost creating itself, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, like I'm discovering it.
Genuine inspiration, right? Now, in a dream, our mind continuously does this. We create and perceive our world simultaneously, and our mind does this so well that we don't even know what's happening. That allows us to get right in the middle of that process.
How?
By taking over the creating part. Now, this is where I need you. You create the world of the dream. We bring the subject into that dream, and they fill it with their subconscious.
How could I ever acquire enough detail to make them think that it's reality?
Well, dreams, they feel real while we're in them, right? It's only when we wake up that we realize something was actually strange.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to Smoking and Drinking in Space. This is a sci-fi podcast from a couple guys who think they know sci-fi. And this week, we discuss the movie that takes dreams to the next level, then the next level, then the next level, well, you get the idea. It stars Leonardo DiCaprio, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Ellen Page, and Tom Hardy. It's 2010's Inception. But first, he's the psychotic projection of a dead wife to my haunted dream invader. It's James. How are you doing, James?
I'm doing really well. There were only 4 levels, FYI. I don't know if you watched the same movie I did. That was it, 4 levels, because you can only go 3 levels, but if you went to the 4th level, you'd lose your mind. However, my totem would be a cigar, and I bought 3 more boxes this week.
How would you determine if you're still in reality with a cigar?
I wouldn't care. I'd have the fucking cigar. That's it. That's all that matters.
And he's the annoying dream architect who asks questions and ignores the answers. It's Rob. How are you doing, Rob?
I'm doing okay.
Just okay?
Yeah, just okay. I'd be doing better probably like 36 minutes ago, but
Shut up. So we're running an experiment. We're live streaming on Twitch so that everybody kind of gets an idea of how the sausage is made. We did it last week for Patreon exclusive. We're doing it this week for the general audience.
Spoiler,
our patrons watch
we
this.
only have one listener, and it's James. On Twitch.
I'm watching us from the future.
And so we're probably going to do this a couple more times to see if it's something that's viable and worth it. So let us know if you like watching us live, or if you could give 2 shits. We enjoy the feedback.
You should watch us live because I'm wearing a SaDiS shirt and it looks awesome.
All right, James, what's going on around CBC this week?
CBC this week, we're going to talk about Spoiler They Die, or as I like to call it, STD. Because God only knows what you're going to get when you listen to these 2 chicks. Talk about serial killers. And this week, their serial killer is some douche nozzle named William Devin Howell, I think is his middle name. I don't know why serial killers have middle names. Listen to
all
Cat
serial
and Logan.
killers have 3 names.
Yeah,
right?
I don't know why. Yeah. Listen to Cat and Logan. They'll tell you why. Apparently, he was convicted of 7 murders, and he is now serving 6 consecutive life sentences. At what point is it okay to murder the motherfucker? Like, at what point can we just say, hey, you killed 7 people. You should probably die.
It depends on the state you're in.
Right. No, but I'm saying, when is it okay to put him to death? Like, at what point should we just not pay for his food anymore? And his housing? And his clothes? And his medical care?
I don't
3
know.
hots in a cot. He killed 7 people. I just put him in the gas chamber, that is. Anyway, Spoiler They Die every Thursday. I don't know when there's stuff.
Mondays.
Thursday. Are you sure?
Mondays. I made that mistake. Kat will call you out by saying Thursday. BGA releases on Thursday. STD releases on Monday.
So every Thursday, STD.
You are
check it out.
so gonna get it.
Yeah, you could give 2 shits. I'm sure she's watching right now. Hi, Kat.
Probably not.
No, I think she is. Anyway, creativebraincandy.com. Check it out. Drunkenomics is there. Simply Stogies is there. This shit show is there. There's a lot of shows there. Check it out.
What else is happening on CBC, James?
There's other shows. creativebraincandy.com. Check it out. Andy Yaffe will be on Simply Stogies on the 1st. We're covering Inception this week. BGA, I'm sure, is covering a video game because that's what they do. We've got new shows coming. 2 of them in the pipe. Stay tuned.
That's right. And if you have a podcast or if you are a creator in some other medium and you would like to join the Creative Brain Candy Media Cooperative, then let us know. There's an apply button in the upper right-hand corner of our website at creativebraincandy.com. Click on that apply button and send us a note saying that you want us to have a conversation about you joining up. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, you can buy cool shit from our website too. Just hit the merch button.
Yeah, there's a merch button up there. You can buy cool T-shirts and mugs and all sorts of cool stuff.
That T-shirt that Rob's wearing is not available for sale anywhere.
It can be. It
won't be ever.
It can be.
It won't be.
Handmade by yours truly.
I don't know that I want
one.
anything handmade by you.
I'll autograph it for you and everything.
I'll buy one if I can burn it in effigy.
Hey, I don't care what you do once you give me the money.
Oh my God.
I'll give you some money. I'll give you 1 or 2 loonies. Which one?
1 or 2 loonies. Excellent. I don't take Canadian money.
It's like Monopoly money. It doesn't spend anywhere.
All right, Rob, what news you got for us this week?
All right, so this is going to be awesome this week. All right, so came out earlier in the week. We have figured out that there is a parallel universe. There is a parallel Earth, and time travels backwards.
What?
Yeah. Apparently there's some research, and time travels backwards, kind of like Benjamin Button or whatever. And there's a parallel universe. Pretty cool. They're still trying to figure things out. The next news article is. I know we're just going to gloze over that. It's fine. It's time travel. I don't care. I do care. Awesome. That's all I care about. Crowley, shut your face. Time travel is a thing. Second news item. I figured it was fitting for this episode. Christopher Nolan, director of Inception, has released the official trailer, or one of the official trailers for Tenet. It's a new movie that he is doing, and best I can figure out from the movie trailer, time travel is involved in that as well, or being able to see the future. Or
Do they go
like
backwards?
That. No, they don't go backwards, but it looks kind of cool. It looks like a pretty cool movie.
Yeah, so this is a movie that's
sci-fi.
been on my radar because the first trailer that I saw, the teaser trailer that I saw for it, it didn't give a lot of detail, so I wasn't quite sure if it was sci-fi or not, and if we were going to cover it. I think they've kind of gotten a little more information about it, but not a lot. I'm still not sure if this is a sci-fi movie. I don't know exactly what the premise of this movie is. I don't know if it's time travel that's involved. There's still a lot of mystery around this movie as to what the mechanic behind it is, which isn't unusual for a Christopher Nolan movie.
Yeah, he can see the future or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, so depending upon the mechanism by which all that happens, it may not necessarily be sci-fi. So I don't know if we're going to cover this or not.
I'm still going to watch it. So.
Well, yeah, I'm still going to watch
Bane
it,
in
but
no, but it does have Batman.
Christopher Bale.
No, Robert Pattinson.
Fuck me. Yeah. I was really excited. I was like, oh, is it Adam West? But then he's dead, and I got sad.
Yeah, he is dead. It's got John David Washington, who's a phenomenal actor.
Does it have Joseph Gordon-Levitt in it?
No, it does not, unfortunately.
No.
I like him.
I like him too.
Robin.
He's good. He's a great actor.
/ new Batman / I don't know what the fuck he is.
I don't know that Joseph Gordon-Levitt's tall enough to be Batman.
No, he's fucking Robin. Like, that was the whole thing. I was like, they should end this with him getting his own suit and it's Robin. It'd be like a cool version
Nightwing.
of Robin.
I could even see him being Nightwing.
Yes, yeah. Nightwing would have been fantastic too. But no, instead it's like, here, take a Batman suit.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up, Christopher Nolan.
I don't. Yeah. wasn't fond of that ending.
No, nor was I. The movie up to that point was kind of okay. It had some issues for sure. It certainly wasn't as good as the second one, but fuck, Heath Ledger, man. Damn.
I don't know. I like the third one. The third one had, I think.
You like that better than the second one?
No. I didn't like it better than the second one. I thought the third one was really good though because it had what's her face in it. In a cat suit. Yeah, in a skin tight cat suit. Yeah.
My God, the things that I think about.
Yeah, don't think about it on
all
camera.
Related to Christina
like
Hendricks,
the Princess Diaries. Wasn't she in the Princess Diaries?
Yes.
I don't know. I've never seen the Princess Diaries.
Neither have I. I just know she was
lie.
in. And the chick from The Sound of Music, the original one, not the modern Sound of Music, Motu, but the original Sound of Music. She played did she play the Queen? I don't fucking know. Whatever.
You seem to know a lot about that movie for somebody who has never seen it.
Look, I can't remember the actress's name. What's her name?
Julie Andrews?
No, not Julie Andrews, but she was hot back in the day. The new one, the Catwoman.
Yeah, I can't think of her. It's right at the tip of my tongue.
Why am I? Right, it's not. It's like the new Liv Tyler.
You know what? Watching you guys struggle with her name is awesome.
Shut the
Why
fuck
don't you just
up, Rob.
tell us, doorknob?
Why? This is more entertaining.
You're looking it up. You're fucking looking it up. I see your screen flashing. You're looking it up.
No, I'm switching over to the next.
In your bedroom in a while.
Yeah, no, I'm switching over to the next news article.
Which is what?
You ready
Anne
for it?
Hathaway, thank you.
Yes,
Kat.
Anne Hathaway.
That's
There
so
it is.
hot. Anne Hathaway.
I can't believe she bailed you guys out.
Whatever. Again, most exciting thing that's happened in your bedroom since your last child was born.
Okay. None of them are technically mine. They were.
God damn it. Why? Just shut the fuck up, Robin. Go on.
They came with the girlfriend.
It came with the house.
Yeah, they came with the house.
Fucking A.
All right. So, next news item. Apparently, parallel universe is a thing. We discovered a parallel universe, which is kind of cool. Time travel is not a thing.
Time travel was never a thing, and it's not a parallel universe. Did you read the articles that I sent you?
I did.
You were just like, oh, look, parallel universe, time travel, derp.
Did. I read the first one that said parallel universe, time travel, and I'm like, I'm sold, I'm hooked, we're done. Okay. Then you had to go and you had to burst my bubble and say that it wasn't a thing.
It's not a parallel universe.
Yeah.
They have no evidence of a parallel universe.
Yeah, they don't know what the hell it is. But apparently, so there's a antenna called ANITA, our Antarctic Impulsive Transient Antenna. Basically, it detects neutrinos that are coming from space. And the neutrinos pass through all objects and all matter. And some of the neutrinos, most matter. Some of the neutrinos came from the Earth, and they don't know why. So they were thinking, oh, it's a parallel universe, time's traveling backwards. All this came off of a site called New Scientist, which, spoiler, behind a paywall.
No shit. Would have never thought that.
Yeah. So you can't really verify all that stuff or really do anything. But
you can. So. You just have to pay for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, you got to get the clicks.
It's not like there's a paywall there and then you pay and they're like, no, we're still not going to give you the information.
Sorry. Yeah. But
that's one of the problems with science news reporting nowadays is they hype things up. They take just small nuggets of the full story and hype up those small nuggets to get clicks, and it sucks.
Yeah, I agree. Fuck science. Just all together.
No, that's not the moral of this story. Not fuck science.
No, that's totally the moral of the story. Let's move on.
Who's ready for a pod crawl?
Yeah, I'm ready for a pod crawl.
Let's do it. Wait, I'm going to do this while listening to Twitch. That will freak everything out. Let's do it.
All right.
We can call it, I don't know, say a pod crawl? The pod crawl! Pod crawl! Pod crawl! Pod crawl! Excellent! Insert it deep! Pod crawl! Kind of like a space suppository full of information.
To sleep, perchance to dream. Wait, didn't I already use that line about 6 episodes ago? Anyway, another dream movie, only this time instead of using dreams as psychotherapy, this movie uses them for industrial espionage. And also psychotherapy. Cobb is a master dream thief, presumably trained by watching the Nightmare on Elm Street series a lot. He and his partner Arthur hook up a fancy briefcase to themselves and their target and play around in their sleep stories trying to find hidden nuggets of wisdom amongst the chaos of being at school naked and slow running, like through molasses. They eventually bite off a job too big to chew when they are tasked with stealing secrets from energy industrialist Saito. Saito is aware they are in his dream and makes moves to stop them, but Cobb manages to steal the secrets, or at least most of them. They all wake up in Saito's South American love pad, but there's a twist. This is a dream as well, so they were in a dream within a dream. Whoa. Anyway, they are trying to extract the last bit of info from Saito as he's lying face down in his carpet, but he notices it's not stained with the juices of fermented grapes and all-night love fests. Cobb and company wake up on a train and cut their losses, but Saito catches up with them as they try and flee the country. Saito set up the job in the first place to test their skills. But instead of stealing ideas, he wants them to plant an idea instead, which is somehow much harder, because reasons. Cobb says it's too hard, but Saito promises him he can make it to where Cobb can go home again, so Cobb says easy peasy, let's do this. Cobb heads to his daddy-in-law to find a new architect since the one he used for the Saito job met with an unfortunate accident. Enter Ariadne, the dream architect prodigy that heeds no warnings and has no concept of privacy. She's full of questions, which answers she promptly ignores and does her own thing. Cobb also picks up Eames and Youssef, a face man and the chemist, respectively. Eames is going to impersonate people within the dreams as well as infiltrate the organization for tasty intel while Youssef mixes shit to get them all high and sleepy. The plan is to go 3 levels deep in the dream of Fisher, the son of a wealthy industrialist and Kaiser Soze's former lawyer who is on his deathbed. They are to plant the idea that Fisher should dismantle his father's empire. They buy an airline, and during a cross-planet trip to the funeral, they roofie Fisher and enter his dream. They kidnap Fisher in his dream and Eames impersonates Fisher's godfather, Browning. They get a code that they make Fisher make up on the spot and hit the road in a van for an afternoon of hijinks and gunfire as Fisher's subconscious fights back against the invading dream team. They enter the second layer of Dreamland, this time a hotel, where they convince Fisher that they are his subconscious dream warriors and that Freddy is coming to cut a hole in him. They convince Fisher to lead the team into another layer of Dreamscape to find out what Browning, who's not really there in any capacity, was hiding. They hit the Alps where they infiltrate a heavily guarded fortress hospital with his father in the middle, in a vault. Saito was shot in the first layer of the dream, but since time moves weird in dreams, especially the further down you go, he's dying a slow painful death in each layer. Oh, and there's a twist, if he dies in the dream, instead of just waking up like normal, he goes into some limbo area. Like Purgatory or James's mind. Anyway, Saito dies in the third layer, and Mal, Cobb's dead wife that he keeps projecting into all the dreams he taps into, fucks things up for everyone by killing Fisher, so Cobb and Ariadne have to jump down into limbo to save Fisher. There, Mal comes to terms with how he fucked things up with his wife by convincing himself it wasn't his fault when it clearly was, by telling himself the psychotic shell of a woman his subconscious created wasn't good enough for him, and Ariadne kills her. Because that's what she does. Cobb tells her to take Fisher back through the dream layers, and that he's going to stick around and look for Saito. Eventually Fisher, in Dream Level 3, opens his father's safe and finds the pinwheel that he made for a younger Kobayashi that pulled him away from the Kaiser and prompted him to build an empire. That entire last line was all made up. But he gets the implanted message. They all wake up except for Cobb and Saito. Cobb washes up on a distant shore just like he did at the beginning of the movie, and he and Saito realize they are sharing a dream. Everyone awakens on the plane just before landing, and Cobb gets to go home and see the faces of the children he left last Monday because they haven't aged a day. Credits.
Wake up.
Oh, is it done?
It is.
Yeah, it's done.
Man, you know what? Just like the 2.5 hour movie, that was way too long.
I guess you didn't like this movie.
I didn't hate the movie. Like, I'm not going to shit on this movie like I shit on, I don't know. What was the last movie I shit on?
Eternal Sunshine.
Yeah, the Eternal Sunshine of the stupid fucking Fire Marshal Bill bullshit. Yeah. Yeah. Like, I'm not going to shit on it like that movie, but this movie was entirely too long. It just kept going. I was dragging on and on and on and on. There was like 10 minutes of action. None of it mattered. You couldn't die in a dream, but you could go to Nibelheim. Like, who gives a fuck? A dumb, fucking, stupid movie.
Go to Nidalheim.
Not heaven, not hell. It's kind of in the middle. Purgatory.
Purgatory. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like, I don't give a shit. Sorry, I've been watching a lot of The Last Kingdom. I really like that show. You should watch it.
I'm not watching The Last Kingdom.
Watch The Last Kingdom, motherfucker. It is so much better than the bullshit I had to watch for 2.5 hours today. Oh, my God. Fuck. There's not enough caffeine to keep me awake for that 2.5 hours.
Really?
No.
I mean, there was plenty of action. I don't know where you're getting there was no action in this movie.
There was some action. Like, here's the thing. Like, so the movie starts, I'm just going to be honest. The movie starts, I'm like, they're trying to be James Bond. They're the James Bond of dreams.
Kind of, yeah.
Like, the whole snow thing at the end of the movie, like the very last level, but that wasn't really the very last level, but the level before the very last level of dreaming. That reminded me of a James Bond movie. I don't remember which one, where they were in the snow. They were doing cool shit in the snow, killing people.
It was a good time to die.
Chases.
It was a Brosnan movie, wasn't it?
No.
Yeah, it was one of the Brosnan ones.
Well, there's a Brosnan one, and then there's one where the whole opening was in the Alps or whatever.
Oh, that's right.
And that was with Roger Moore.
Yeah, that was a Moore.
And then these guys are like taking private jets places and shit. Like they're fucking, I don't know, man. They're trying too hard to look like they were rich, but you never saw any money exchange hands. And you come to find out Leo's character doesn't give a fuck about money. He just wants to see his kids, like you said, that haven't aged a day. That didn't make any sense to me.
I know.
None.
That's one of the quabbles I have with this movie. Is
I have so many.
He's got kids and he's got memories of kids, and I thought it was cool that they never showed the kids' faces until the very end. So when he was within a dream or whenever he was within a memory, all he saw was the back of his kids. Which is kind of how a lot of dreams work. You never actually see faces of people in dreams. And so that was kind of one of the ways that they showed that he was in a memory or a dream. And then at the very end, he saw his kids' faces. But his kids were the same fucking age as all of the dreams and memories that he had. So did this happen? Did his wife kill herself like last week?
She killed herself on a Monday, and he got him back on a Tuesday. Something like
that. See, this movie's just stupid. It's just dumb. So it starts off, they're trying to steal secrets from, I don't know where, like this guy, I recognize the Japanese guy, but I don't know from where. Like,
he was in The Last Samurai.
That's where I recognize him from. So the guy from The Last Samurai. So they were trying to steal from him, and then he hires them. Is that how that worked?
Well, it was an audition. So
you guys did such a good job.
He was auditioning them. He set up the job for them to steal those secrets. There weren't any real secrets to steal. He just wanted to see how well they did.
And yet they
failed.
They failed, and they were worried about the dudes showing up.
Miserably, they failed.
Yeah.
And so much so that they failed because, again, like his dead wife was in the fucking dream. And the guy, like Joseph Gordon-Levitt, you know what? I'm just going to call him, I'm going to call him Nightwing. That's what I'm going to call him. Because Joseph Gordon-Levitt, that's a lot of words for such a small guy. But he's not a big dude. He's just a tiny little guy.
JGL.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. So Nightwing knows about this. He's like, fuck, go take care of that. Like, you go distract her, and I'll like, fucking, you better get there and do your shit, but like, get rid of her. So he knows there's an issue. And he doesn't give a fuck. He's like, I'm Nightwing. I'll fucking deal with it. But he's terrible. Like, he dies. Like, they have to kill him right off the bat. Like, that's Leo's big, you know what? I'm more clever than everybody, so I'm just going to shoot you and you'll die. But you don't die in a dream. I've always heard you die in a dream, you die in real life.
That's an urban myth.
This is in a, yeah.
Really? Can you disprove it?
Can you prove it otherwise?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Everyone who's died was dreaming right before they died. Now,
are you sure about that?
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Can you see into their dreams?
I can, actually. It's my superpower.
So you know for a fact that they were dreaming?
Mm-hmm.
You have evidence to show that they were dreaming before they died.
But you don't have evidence that they weren't.
I don't need evidence that they weren't.
I don't need evidence that they weren't.
You're making an extraordinary claim, therefore you have to have an extraordinary evidence.
As far as I'm concerned, you're making the extraordinary claim. As your synapses are firing for the last time, nobody knows what the fuck is going on. Nobody knows what you're seeing. In fact, you know what the last words of Steve Jobs were?
No, I don't.
Let's make another iPhone.
I need more money. No, it was, oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Okay.
He said it 3 times and he died. So you don't know what you're seeing. You don't know, like, your synapses are just dying. They're firing off for the last time. You don't know what it is. So I think you're probably dreaming. You're probably reconciling everything that you need to reconcile before, shuffling off this mortal coil.
Well, I guess it depends on how you're dying. I mean, there's a lot of different ways to die.
Have you died in a dream?
I've gotten to a point where, I've fallen or,
right.
slipped off of something and right at the end, you wake up.
Yeah, but you don't hit. You never hit. I've had that dream too where you fall, right? But you never hit. There's nothing after that. You wake up every time without fail.
Okay.
If you hit, you're dead.
You don't know that.
So the plural of anecdote is not data. Just because we haven't died in our dreams doesn't mean somebody hasn't.
You can poll 1 million people and 1 million people will tell you the same thing. None of them have ever been killed in their dream.
Are you sure about that? That's a big claim.
Find it.
Wait. You're talking about like killed in the dream, not killed while they're dreaming.
Yes.
It's because those are two different sets of data there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's a different survey altogether.
Altogether.
You're looking for something completely different with that last one.
Yeah. Well.
No. So, I mean, what mechanism do you think causes your body to cease functioning because you die in a dream?
Your brain.
Okay, so lucid dreaming.
I don't know.
Yes.
Right, which is basically what this is. It's lucid dreaming,
Right.
which is sharing your dreams with other people, which is impossible. Lucid dreaming is where you can control your dreams. You know it's a dream and you can go do whatever you want.
I've done it.
At that point, right, I have too. At that point, you're pretty much invincible. It's like being in the Matrix as far as I'm concerned.
Wait a minute. Have your lucid dreams been when you're with Christina Hendricks?
Look, I'm not answering.
Because that's really the only time you'll ever see her. Only time.
You make me sad right here.
Yeah.
So no, I haven't been able to lucid dream for a long time. I used to be able to do it pretty often as a child, but as I've gotten older, I haven't been able to do it.
So I was a lot like the America's, greatest American hero. I could fly. I'd be like, oh my God, it's a dream. I could fly. Right. Yeah. And I'd go flying. I could never fucking land. Every time I would land in gravel. Every fucking time I would land in gravel
and tumbling.
No, I would slide and I'd get up and I'd be fine. There was no road rash, nothing like that. I'm just like, forever, man.
Yeah.
Then I take off again. I go flying around for a while.
No, I used to fly. I used to jump real high, run real fast. There were times where I would have this kind of ultralight kite looking thing, but I stopped lucid dreaming that because I ran into some power lines once in my dream. And
did you die?
No, I didn't die. It was just really scary. I used to suffer from nightmares as a kid.
Were they cool nightmares or were they like?
They were, cool nightmare is a fucking oxymoron.
I don't know about that. It depends. Like if I'm having a nightmare where Christina Hendricks and I.
That's not a nightmare.
Are being chased by William Devin Howell.
That's not a nightmare.
And we're going to be his 8th and 9th victims. That's a nightmare, man.
No, because Christina Hendricks is in your dream. That would not be a nightmare for you.
It's still a nightmare.
It's not a nightmare.
Threat of death.
But you would be dying with Christina Hendricks. It's not a nightmare for you.
You'd die happy.
I would be dying happy.
See, there you go. Not a nightmare.
I'll just leave it right there. But you can still die happy in a nightmare. I'm just saying.
No, not a nightmare. I had no happiness or any kind of levity in any of my fucking nightmares. They fucking terrorized me as a kid.
I can't remember the last nightmare I had.
Yeah, I can't either. I don't have nightmares anymore. I outgrew those like I outgrew being able to lucid dream.
I had one. The last nightmare that I remember was probably, I don't know, 5-6 years ago. I was in Vietnam with buddies of mine from high school, but we weren't hunting Charlie. No. We were hunting vampires.
Yeah. What the hell?
Yeah, I don't know. And it wasn't going well for us. Let's just leave it at that.
The last dream I had involved All That She Wants is Another Baby.
Fuck you. God damn it.
But she's gone tomorrow.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah.
Hey.
Hey.
No, so that was one of my quabbles, was his kids never aged. The other is for a guy that is that intelligent. I mean, he had to have been as intelligent, or he has to be a pretty intelligent guy to be able to architect dreams like they described. I mean, the Ellen Page's character was able to architect in those dreams, and she was even better than him. So he must have been really good.
I didn't understand that plot line at all. Like, you have to be an architect. Like, so you have to be able to build houses and mazes.
Yeah. So what that is it's a defensive measure against their subconscious defense, right? So they're able to navigate through this dreamscape that they've built because they understand the layout. The subject's subconscious doesn't, so that gives them kind of an edge against.
I get that plot point. I understand that. I just don't understand. I don't understand the real world reason to have an actual honest to God architect, because
realism. You have to make it real enough that the person that's dreaming doesn't realize it's not a part of a dream.
But anybody else's subconscious can pull that kind of stuff up. Like, I get like, you need somebody who can build mazes and build them pretty quick, and be able to put that in the construct. Like, I understand that. And the construct in this case is somebody else's mind, right? You're literally in somebody else's mind. Your consciousness. Not
always. Sometimes they're in yours.
Right. So I just don't get an architect. An architect builds shit. They build buildings, right? That's what they do. They build infrastructure. You're not really building infrastructure. And in fact, the laws of physics don't really matter, as the hot lesbian, which is what I will refer to her as, Ellen Page, showed. That doesn't matter. She could build, like, she could turn the world up onto itself, and it didn't matter.
Right.
So physics don't matter. There's zero reason to have an architect. Zero.
No, there's not zero reasons, because you still have to make it feasible. You still have to make it believable. No,
yeah, because if it's not believable, then the
subject wakes up.
No,
yeah,
and wakes up,
or the subconscious attacks and rips you apart and wakes up.
How many times have you been in a dream where the unbelievable happened? Like,
well, that's because it's my dream.
Hunting vampires.
Plenty.
Right. You don't wake up, do you? That doesn't
Sometimes I do.
You awake.
It could. But how many times have you had somebody else running around in your dream and not have a consequence?
Yeah.
Never. So there's a whole nother set of laws and rules when you have somebody else running around in your noggin. Because if I saw in my dream Jason, I would fucking wake up.
No, you wouldn't.
No, you wouldn't. That's not how dreams work. That's not how any of this works.
He is one scary motherfucker.
Who, Jason?
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, look at his face.
Okay. Look,
see?
Again, you're a doorknob. There's no other way to really state that. Like, you're a doorknob.
Whatever. Let's move on. What's next on your list there, Jason?
I guess my second question is, well, I don't know. I don't know how this works. So in the beginning of the movie, when Saito woke up from his second layer dream and got into his first layer dream, he pulled a gun. I mean, wouldn't they frisk the guy before they, knocked him out to put him under in a dream? But
if you're in control of the dream, can't you just produce that stuff? I mean, think about it.
But he didn't know he was in a dream at that point. He didn't realize he was in a dream until later when he was laying on the carpet. In
fact, Joseph Gordon-Levitt said
he knows
that he knows.
Yeah, in the second layer, but not in the first layer.
Second layer, not in the first layer. Yeah.
When they woke up into the first layer, whenever he went into South America, he thought he had woken up. It wasn't until he was laying on the carpet and realized that it was clean.
A dream in a dream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But wasn't he trained?
It's the same. It's the same dude. It's like Bane when he pulled out the grenade launcher out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But he knew
Right?
he
I
was
mean-
in a dream. He was in
Okay.
control.
But
Yeah,
wasn't he
but
trained?
he wasn't the one in control.
I thought he was
it wasn't
trained
his dream.
to
So you can manifest everything.
fight back against extraction.
No, that was Fisher. That was Fisher
No,
who had
he
had the
was-
special dream training, and that's why his subconscious was
Scarecrow.
militarized.
Scarecrow. We call him
His
Scarecrow.
name is
yeah.
Scarecrow.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
sorry.
See, I made that
Scarecrow.
reference
Yeah.
as well. Yeah.
Or what was he's in a show on Netflix that I really like.
We're gonna
Peaky Blinders.
stick with
Peaky Blinders.
Scarecrow. No, we're gonna stick with Scarecrow.
I like Peaky Blinders a lot more than I like the Scarecrow.
Have you seen
character.
the
Christopher Nolan?
spinoff of Peaky Blinders that's in Los Angeles? It's going to be on Showtime.
No,
Yeah. There's a spinoff that's going to take place in Los Angeles.
I think you're thinking of Penny Dreadful.
Oh, that's right. Never mind.
With
completely different
Natalie Dormer, who is also
she's
hot.
So hot, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh yeah. But can we just take a second?
Oh God, yes.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah, all right. I'm good. Rob's not. He's still a doorknob.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, I'll stop touching
Thanks.
my nipples.
Please.
Yeah, you were
You're
freaking
welcome.
everybody out. Don't rub your nipples and moan.
All right. Well, sorry, Natalie Dormer just brings out the.
She brings out a lot in me too, but you know what? It's called self-control, Rob. Have a little discipline.
Oh, sorry. I'll have a little. I'm not used to having these cameras in my face. Normally, I'm sitting here just rubbing my nipples all day long.
Wait, how many cameras do you have in your face?
Well, I've got left camera, right camera.
That's not how that works.
That's not. Yeah, that's not how that works at all. And
Oh,
what
it's
about
like
the middle
this.
camera that I'm looking at you through?
Wait, I can't wink with two eyes.
What?
Well, I can't wink with two eyes. It's called blinking. I can't wink one eye and then the other. Sorry.
And here we have proven today that Rob is indeed truly a doorknob. Moving on.
I'm
So,
gonna go get my goldfish. I'll be right back.
oh my God, he actually left, fucker.
Well, if he left, maybe he won't come back. He's back.
He's back.
I'm back.
Yeah, I will grant you the movie was a little long. I think it tried to be a little more convoluted than it needed to be. I thought the twist in the middle that they suddenly introduced, and I didn't fully understand the twist where because of the sedation they were using, if they died in the dream, they went into limbo. And I still don't know what in the fuck limbo is. I mean, how does everybody's dreams connect in limbo? What is this limbo place? Because as far as I understood the mechanics of the movie, they were in somebody's subconscious. Therefore, they were attached to that person. So if that person woke up or if they woke up out of that person's subconscious, they're awake.
Okay, so, but they tried to explain this. They did a shitty job of it. Basically, Leo created a Matrix-style construct in his mind that he kept his wife in and his kids. And all these memories, right? And so whenever he goes into somebody's subconscious, guess what? That's in his subconscious. So he takes that with him. So while you can go in, while you can dream and then have a dream within a dream and then have a dream within a dream within a dream, you cannot have a dream within a dream within a dream within a dream. You only have 3 levels of dreaming, not 4th level. So
Why? I mean, he had 12.
I don't fucking know. I didn't write
He had
the
13
stupid
levels in
fucking
that fucking elevator.
opus to stupid dreaming. That's what this movie is. It's an opus to stupid dreaming. As
Well, no, I think those were
seen
just
by Christopher Nolan.
representations of his memories that he was holding on to. Those weren't like deeper dream levels. I think it was just
Really? Because when she hit
The
basement, it hit the bottom kind of area where his wife killed herself.
which was the last memory he was trying to hold on to.
Of her. I don't know if
Of
he was
her.
trying to hold on to that. He
Well,
wants to,
yeah, it's
those were
just-
memories he wanted to change, but he never could, which
Right,
makes no
okay,
sense
yeah,
to
yeah.
me. Why hold on to memories you can't change? Regardless, he would take those with him. So while you can have the 3 dreams, you can't have within a dream. You have the 4th dream. If you have the 4th dream within a dream, it's basically this world that he and his now dead wife created, where she lost her mind, and that's where they went. They went into his subconscious, which makes 0 sense. I know his subconscious he brings with him, right? Like we all know that.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But if you're in someone else's dream, how does their dream or their consciousness then enter your consciousness? It's like they're having the consciousness sex. And then one person's
Maybe it's
consciousness
like
enters the other person's consciousness, even though this person had entered their consciousness first. I don't know.
It's like a
maybe
consciousness
it's like
orgy.
a network.
It is
Maybe
like a
it's-
consciousness orgy.
Well, I was thinking it, or it could be like a network hub, where a hub sends all
Don't
the
try to
packets,
IT this.
Shut up. Sends all the packets and the data out everywhere regardless. Maybe that's what it is they're more interconnected, and so it just kind of maybe he's in.
I think you're talking a switch. A hub sends it out to specific
All right,
network
look.
address
No, a hub
translation.
says-
You
Switches-
used up
No.
all your IT sense yesterday or the day before. Like we're done with you with IT for a while.
switch
We're
goes specific.
actively searching for new IT.
A switch is specific. A hub is everything.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
You're a hub.
I think you got that
a
flipped.
switch is. Oh man.
I think dumb switches broadcast to all ports.
Wait, are you doing research on the fly, Rob? It looks like you're
Yeah.
doing research on the fly.
Hub versus switch. A hub is a layer 1, and a switch is a layer 2. A
Okay, well, they
switch
were
is
on layer
smarter
4.
than a hub and can determine the target of to forward the data to. A hub cannot.
Okay.
All right. So next week we will have the Jason's Prong song again.
I said I
You know
think.
what?
Perfect.
Can we have a Rob's a doorknob song?
Oh,
No,
yes. I'll
because
start
it
playing
would
that
just-
every week.
Thank
I was
you.
going to say, that'll just play over everything because you guys just keep calling me a doorknob regardless.
I think anytime Rob's track is squiggly, I'll just play that song.
Yeah,
Great.
Good idea. Loudly.
Then why the hell am I even here? You know
we
what?
don't know.
Goldfish next week.
No, so I didn't understand. I didn't understand that how his subconscious started to control everything, or
It's a brain
where
hub.
limbo.
We already talked
how
about that.
everybody got connected to limbo because everybody else was awake. Fisher was awake, and then he stayed in limbo to rescue Saito.
Right, which took years, apparently.
Well, so each layer time.
Yeah, I know. Time moves
stretches
differently.
out.
Yeah, but he was in there
For
just
50
as-
years.
for just as long as Saito was. Saito had just died. So if their 5 minutes is an hour thing doesn't track with as long as he was in there. as
Well, I
Saito
don't
was
think
in-
I don't think it's a linear scale between levels. So that first level was a 1 to 12 ratio. I think
Right.
probably the second level may be an exponential multiplier of the 1 to 12 ratio.
Sure.
Because
And then that
by the
okay,
end,
but that fourth layer, they said that if you're in there, you could be in there for forever.
Years, decades.
so
or
they were in
whatever.
Yeah.
there. He and his wife were in there for what, 5 hours,
50
and they had
5 hours.
spent like 50 years
50
down there.
years.
Right.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Saito had obviously spent about the same amount of time in there as they did, yet it was certainly less than 5 hours.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, it's because when he finally died, his brain was on level 3, and so it was based off of that.
Are you trying to
time.
fix a plot hole?
No, I'm just thinking.
You got the
'cause
switch and hub thing right. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Let's not
Appreciate
let's,
that. No,
let's
that's what
not
I
go
was.
2 for 2.
That's the way I was looking at it. Yeah, he got shot way up here, but his consciousness, or he was down on level 3, which means that is your starting point. Because they were prolonged. He went with them because he was
No, I understand that. No, I get that. But what I'm
to
saying,
prolong his life or whatever.
right? Like he went there, and they said if you went down there, you were going to be lost. Like that was the end of the story. Don't die because you'll be lost. He went down there literally seconds after he said Saito's probably dead by now. Like, let's go down here. And then they're down there, and he's down there with Ellen Page, Juno, the chick from Juno,
Kitty Pryde.
Kitty Pryde, and She goes back up. He stays down there, and by the time he finds what's his nuts, it doesn't look like Leo aged a day.
Well, see, I think that's mind over. That's because
I
he
see.
knew.
So he could control the Matrix.
Well, yeah, he built that whole thing. I think what it is he is aware. Yes, I'm in limbo or whatever. I don't need to age. And the other guy started losing his mind, and so he started not losing his mind, but he started aging because he
wouldn't
thought
it have
that
made
years.
more sense that Leo just had to convince him that this wasn't the real world?
Well, but I don't think Leo realized that the limbo wasn't the real world whenever he washed up into Saito's area. Why did he wash up into Saito's beach?
Right, well, they
anyway?
never explained that. And you're right. He was trying to remember. He was supposed to tell him something important.
Right.
Right. I get that. But again, he hadn't aged a day. He still looked
True.
like
Yeah,
Leo.
I don't understand that either.
Yeah, it would have made more sense if he was older.
And Saito had said that too. I mean, you can't be the person that I'm trying to remember because he was a young man when I was a young man.
Right. Exactly. So it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. And then, like, I know we're getting close on time here, but I just want to point out that the movie ended stupid.
How did it end stupid?
So the whole point, the totem for Leo was the spinny top.
Mm-hmm.
And if the top falls over, he's in the real world.
Mm-hmm.
And if the top doesn't fall over, he's not in the really real world, right? He's in the dream world. He spins the top. His kids are like, they turn around and he sees his face and he goes, and then the top's spinning and you don't get to see if it falls. It looks like it's going to fall, but that doesn't mean that it's going to fall.
That was done on purpose.
And it was dumb.
Why was it dumb?
Because
he wanted
he
the
had
audience
fought,
to figure out which to
because
make a
Leo had
for themselves.
But Leo had fought so hard to make sure that he was in the real world, and he was slowly losing. Like, he finally thought for sure he'd found his kids. The smart play is to watch the top, make sure that it falls, and then there are my kids. But when he finally got to his kids, he didn't care anymore.
Yeah.
And that's what the ending was supposed to do. And I find that unbelievable because he cared so much he allowed his wife to die. And then all of a sudden he's like, fuck it, I don't care anymore. It's a 180 from what his character was doing up to that point. It made no sense.
I think he knew he was in the real world, and that's why he didn't care.
Okay.
I think he realized he was in the real world. I think he had finally overcome the guilt from, him killing his wife by planting the idea that she was never in reality. And so she was going to constantly kill herself until she actually killed her real self, because that's the only way that she could get out of the dream that she always perceived that she was going to be in from him incepting her. And
Which just requires spinning a top inside a safe.
Right.
I mean, they could have solved a lot. They could have solved a lot of issues just by spinning a top inside of Robert's head safe and been done.
Yeah. Scarecrow would have, died.
Yeah.
But that wasn't what they wanted him to do. They wanted him to dissolve the company.
That's true.
Well, he wouldn't have died. No, he just spin the top and say dissolve the company and close the safe.
Oh,
and
so you whisper to the top. You whisper to the top. Oh,
yes.
I don't think that's how that works.
Yeah, no, that's not how that works.
How did the other way work? Because he just spun the top, closed the safe, and then murdered themselves on a train.
I don't know. I have a problem with that as well. There's a lot of problems I have with this movie. There's one constant that hit me while watching this movie, and that I know that I am not in a dream world. That this is the really real world. If I was in a dream world, Rob would indeed be SaDiS and not a doorknob.
Oh.
In the real world, he is a doorknob and not SaDiS.
But the shirt says I'm SaDiS.
Well, the shirt lies. It's fake news. It's the CNN of T-shirts.
Oh,
so are you saying the shirt is a lie and I should probably take it off?
The shirt is a lie, yes. That's another thing is the totem seemed like it was going to be a really important piece, and then they just kind of glossed over that.
Yep.
I mean, they used it, twice? He used it once while he was actually in a dream, and then once to make sure that he wasn't. And then at the end, everybody else had a totem. They never showed, what their totems did. How did Ellen Page's totem, how was that supposed to work?
What was her totem? Do you remember?
It was a chess piece that she flipped over.
She carved it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did
She
it
carved the
hold
under-
any meaning to her? Like,
I don't know.
and why did Nightwing want the loaded dice?
Well, so the loaded
So-
dice, he always knows what it's going to turn up as. So he can roll the dice, and if it rolls the number that he's expecting, he knows he's not in a dream.
Okay, but if it's his dream, couldn't he control it? So if he's expecting it to roll 6, it's always going to roll 6 because his subconscious, which they're inside, is going to fucking roll a 6 because
Well,
he knows it's going to roll a 6.
then
These
that breaks
totems
the
make
top.
no sense to me
Then that
whatsoever.
breaks the top. Yeah, because if you're expecting it to fall over because
It's
you're
gonna
not
fall
in a dream-
over.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Maybe you're supposed to expect it to stay spinning forever, and then when it disproves that, you're not in a dream. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. They didn't
It's like
explain the
Schrodinger's
mechanics
top.
behind those well
It's
enough.
always
Schrodinger's top.
it's always spinning and it's always not spinning. I don't get it. What the fuck
Schrodinger's
ever.
top. God.
This fucking movie's stupid.
It's not stupid. I think it could have been better, but
It's a 6. It's a strong 6. I mean, look, after the shit shows we've been watching, Masters of the Universe, fucking Dune, goddamn spotless fucking Fire Marshal Bill bullshit. Yeah. You're like, oh my God, this is an instant classic and I'm hooked. But it's not. Like, realistically, it's a 6. All the other shit we've been watching is like a 2,
I think
maybe a 1.
this is more of a 7 to 7.5.
What?
Yeah.
Are you dreaming right now?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Like, get a top.
I've
and
got a
spin
top.
It. See
It's
what happens.
spinning.
Yeah, that's true. Rob's still a doorknob.
All right, James, I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Is Inception more sci-fi than 11/22/63?
I think. Okay, look. I guess science fiction says, yeah, you can go in somebody else's dream, but it's almost fantasy because there's not any kind of science that says you can do that. But then there's no science that says you can go. You know what? This movie's about as sci-fi as 11/22/63. It's not more sci-fi. It's not less sci-fi. It's got Ellen Page in it. She's super easy on the eyes. It's got Nightwing in it. It's got Peaky Blinders / Scarecrow in it. I like it better than 11/22/63, but I'm not sure it's more sci-fi. It's probably about the same.
Okay, Rob, what's your haiku this week?
All right. This one is titled Extraction for Dummies. Let's steal some secrets, take acid, have a vision quest. I'm a real thief now.
Yeah, they could have just dropped peyote and been done with this whole fucking movie.
Yeah.
True. Yeah. All right, who's got awards?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Rob, who's got your black lung?
There wasn't really anybody smoking, so I'm just going to give my black lung to the building at the end, the hospital that blew up.
Okay, James?
I'm going to give mine to all the cars in the Dream Middle East world. Is that where they were, with the Middle East? The very beginning?
Yeah, something like that.
Where? Which one?
I don't know, with all the Molotov cocktails going off at the beginning. And like,
Oh,
it was-
no. I think they were in South America.
All right, sure. That. I'm going to give it to all the cars with the Molotov cocktails being thrown on them and blowing up. That's what I'm doing.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't see anybody really smoking either, so mine's going to honorary Doc Coddle. James, who's got your head lush?
I didn't see anybody drink. Okay, look, they didn't drink for real.
Yeah, they
So
did.
if you're
Yeah, they were in a bar.
were they?
Him and Bane.
Yep.
Huh.
Yeah. It was just tea, wasn't it? It was just tea.
Well, I don't remember what bar. Man, I
It
really
was
took a nap
before-
during this part.
Yeah, it was. But it was when he was had a tail, and they were trying to get rid of whatever it was.
I thought they were, Leo. I give it to Leo. He was drinking a beer. I remember now. Yeah, you're right. And then he jumped off the side
Second
of the
store or
ledge.
something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. And when he landed,
Hurts in real life, doesn't it?
he like waited for a minute. He was like down there. He landed, waited for the guy who was tailing him to run down the stairs and
And then smacked him.
And yeah, it was stupid. Like, just run, dumbass.
Rob?
I gave it to Scarecrow for getting roofied with water.
Okay. So mine's going to go to Yusuf because he drank so much champagne before they went under that he, caused the giant thunderstorm in New York in the first layer of the dream.
Yeah, that's right. They said that, but I don't remember watching him drink champagne.
Yeah, he drank a glass right before they sat down and hooked up.
Again, I was taking a nap, 2.5 hours. It's a long time.
All right, Rob, who's got your player?
I gave it to Nightwing for sneaking in a kiss from Kitty Pryde.
Yes, that was the best part of the whole fucking movie because she's not into dudes. So I would do the same thing. I'd be like, we need a kiss to like fool them, and that'll totally fool them. And she'd be like, oh, okay. I'd make out with her for a minute. I'd be like, oh, it didn't work. We should try some more.
We should try something else.
Yeah. You know what?
We didn't go far enough.
Right. You just take your bottoms off. This will only take about a minute.
Wow, you're generous.
All right, so it's yours.
55
the same
seconds
one,
of that is getting the pants off, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Nightwing getting yours as well, James?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
100%.
yeah, he's getting mine as well for the exact same reason, yeah. Loved how he kind of, slipped that in and said, it didn't work, yeah? Well, it was worth a try. She kind of, it hit her as soon as he said that. Oh, yeah, no, that wasn't going to work. He knew it,
Yeah. No, that's very clever. I'm going to use that.
All right, James, who's got your purple hippo?
Everybody in this fucking movie. Every character got their fucking minds blown, bent, and absolutely fucked because they didn't know which way was up. So, yeah, they all get my purple hippo.
All right, Rob?
I'm giving mine specifically to Maul for never leaving the rabbit hole, according to her headcanon.
Okay. So my purple hippo is going to go to all of those people in Yusuf's basement who's basically just sucking down his concoctions and having some wild fucking dreams.
But that's their reality now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. As shitty as this reality can be sometimes, 2020 fucking everything, killing people. I'd still take this reality over some kind of fucking Matrix, fucking subconscious, everything is okay bullshit. Well, this is me.
Yeah, well, I don't know. 2020 is, we're only halfway through 2020 almost. And if it gets any worse, I may go for the dream portion.
Hey, do you want to live in a world where Rob's not a doorknob? Do
Yes,
you
he
want to
does.
live in that world, Jason? Like, that's what you have to ask yourself.
He does.
I don't know.
If you say yes, just FYI, you get the Purple Hippo Award.
I'll have to think about it. I'll let you know next week.
Fair enough.
All right, final thoughts?
I could spend 2.5 hours doing literally anything else rather than watch this movie.
This movie wasn't that bad. This movie was fine. This is one of the better movies we've watched in a while.
It has. I said that. It is. But at the same time, man, like 2.5 hours is a long time to sit through something that's kind of like, yeah, it's okay. It didn't ask. Look, it had an opportunity, and maybe that's why I'm just disappointed with the movie. It had an opportunity to ask some really good questions that some of these other movies that have sucked have tried to ask. Not including Masters of the Universe. That's just a modern day.
Don't say it. Don't fucking
Sound of
say
Music.
it. God
Yeah,
damn
Sound
it.
of Music.
I totally agree with you.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. But this movie had an opportunity to ask that and talk about things, and instead it just stayed in a very safe lane, a very safe, hey, let's mess with people's dreams. You can't die in a dream, so what are the repercussions of all the shit you're doing in the dream? They didn't deal with any of that other than they're planting an idea. And you know what? There are easier ways to plant an idea than with a dream machine.
Yeah. Okay. I agree. It didn't have
Can't you do that
any
with
kind
hypnosis?
of deep moral message or wasn't asking any kind of, existential questions or trying to look at the human condition, other than maybe, the grieving widower. But
maybe, but you know what? I guess, but if you're not going to ask those questions in this type of a movie, then it's a movie where I want to turn my brain off, like Motu, and just be entertained. And it didn't do that. It had this sense of, the whole way through, at least for me, had this sense of pretentiousness, this sense of trying to be something, like it was getting ready to ask these questions, then it didn't. And there was a lot of exposition. There was a lot of conversation. And there were cool effects. And it kind of dealt with a cool issue that everybody likes. Yeah, everyone likes talking about dreams and what they mean and how they affect your life. But it fell flat in doing it. And so, if you're not going to do that kind of stuff, then just give me car chases and have Michael Bay blow shit up, and I'll be happy.
Okay, that's fair. Rob?
I don't have any final thoughts other than I thought it was a decent movie.
What would you give it?
On a scale of 1 to 10?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 7.
Okay. So you and I are about the same spot.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
6 isn't bad.
6 isn't bad.
No.
We apparently like the movie a little better than you.
Yeah, and you know what? That's okay. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with you guys enjoying shit movies.
I don't go into movies looking to have my mind blown about existential
I don't
topics.
either.
You can't even say existential.
But
look,
if you're, you can't spell it.
Yeah, there's an X in there somewhere.
There is an X. Yes, sir. Yeah. Good job.
And then it ends with stinchel.
Jesus Christ!
Oh my God! All right, so we are going.
What are we doing next week?
For the next few weeks, we are going to do host choice, and we're going to start with Rob this time, since James got to start last time. So, Rob, what are we going to watch next week?
So, the next movie that we are going to watch starts with space and ends with truckers.
Oh, for fuck's sake! God damn it!
I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that to James.
Thank you,
I'd do it
buddy.
to you, but I wouldn't do it to James.
I appreciate it.
All right. So next week, in 2074, when the mob wants to get rid of someone, the target is sent into the past where a hired gun awaits. Someone like Joe, who one day learns the mob wants to close the loop by sending back Joe's future self for assassination.
Is this Time Cop?
Stars Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Bruce Willis, Emily Blunt, directed by Ryan Johnson. It is 2012's Looper.
Ryan Johnson.
Spoiler alert, I didn't like this movie either.
I've only seen parts of this movie. I haven't seen the entire thing.
Look, time travel involved. I'm hooked.
Look, I get that. I'm surprised you just don't walk around quoting Time Cop all the fucking time.
Well, it was either this or we were going to do like Back to the Future Part 2 or something. I don't know.
I 100% was expecting space truckers. That's what I thought we were going to watch.
Do it. It crossed my mind. That's
what we were going to get. And instead we get this, and I'm okay with it. I didn't like this movie very much, but I will say, Joseph Gordon-Levitt he will never grow up to be Bruce Willis. Ever.
Well, he's got to get a couple extra inches. Feet.
Guns.
Yeah.
Like, he'll never fuck Demi Moore. Like, let's just be honest here.
But he'll always have more hair.
Always. Always. Yeah.
All right, well, that's got it for this week. Our intro and outro music is Welcome Home by Cambo. Our pod crawl music is Snack Mix by Machette. If you like the show, please rate and review us on iTunes. You can leave us feedback on our Discord channel at smokinganddrinkinginspace.com/Discord. On Twitter at SaDiS_podcast, or you can email us at smokinganddrinkinginspace@outlook.com. If you'd like to throw a few nickels our way, you can become a Patreon supporter by going to smokinganddrinkinginspace.com/Patreon. And be sure to visit Creative Brain Candy for more great shows and other creative works at creativebraincandy.com. And for this week, I'm Jason.
You didn't think of anything, did you, dumbass? Now I can't say mine because you're just a dumbass. God damn it, Rob. You ruined everything.
I try it.
And we'll talk to you next week.
The Twitch chat people said that we need to move on.
No, they didn't.
Oh, is
You
that
don't
what
know
they
that.
said?
Yes, I do, because I'm looking at it, doorknob.
No,
They
you're
didn't
not.
say
You should
that at all.
be. You should be recording the show, not looking at instant gratification from everybody. Hi, everyone.
Do you think he jots this down?
He does?
Yeah,
He
I
does.
transcribe
how
the
you record
show.
the
That's
show?
how I record it.
God damn, you're a doorknob.
What?
I don't understand. You're a doorknob. That's really
You're dumb.
good one.
Let's move on.